Good afternoon, everyone. All right, so my name is Amir Elbaz. I'm the CEO and founder of BE Networks. We are a network orchestration company. And I'll talk to you about the SONiC distribution freedom. But first, I would like to thank Stories for having me. Even though I think you hate me because you put me after Kamran, it's always difficult to present after Kamran. You can see not a lot of interest. People are still excited about all this Silicon news. I'm also excited about all this development. If you stop by a Stories booth, you will see the 800 gig. This is a beast, and this is something very, very impressive. So for geeks like myself, it's amazing. All right, so current state of SONiC, for those of you who have been living under a rock for the past couple of years, it's in the peak of hype cycle. So this is from Gartner, and you can see SONiC is right at the peak. So data center revenue is going to show about $8 billion from SONiC. All major OEMs, SONiC contributing, even the big one starts with the letter C. You know, I've been talking, 2023, I talked to more than 100 customers worldwide. And if before I could see like people were like, oh, SONiC is a risky thing. Today, the risk is not in moving to SONiC. The risk is not moving to SONiC. So for every company, they want to unshackle itself from those tricks that the incumbents have been doing now for the past 30 years, you should look at SONiC. This is really, if you're not moving early, you're going to have a longer cycle to integrate, and you're going to lose. So, but what are the challenges? So, it's a community, and there's definitely pains, you know, and we talked about new fear, like Ultra Ethernet, will this. So it's a community-driven, long list of items, especially if you're doing campus. You know, earlier today, I presented with a customer, ThyssenKrupp, they're here. You know, they're into PoE, they're into 802.1x, there are all those features. Well, the data center where SONiC is coming from, and currently is being deployed in hundreds of thousands of switches, in the hyperscalers, they're not less interested in about 802.1x, PoE, et cetera. But so there's a pull request, you know, and all of that took less of a priority. Well, now it's hopefully will change. Also, there's multiple distribution. We at BE Networks right now deal with 4 SONiC distribution, 4. We treat them as a multi-vendor because for us, there's such a difference between the SONiC distributions that it's almost like a different NOS. So we treat them as a different NOS because, you know, we are big into multi-vendor. This is how we started. In the campus, we orchestrate Cisco, Arista, Juniper, all of these. And we moved into multi-vendor approach. We thought, oh, SONiC, one NOS. No. It's early days, high expectations, and some scorned customers. There's some cowboys out there giving a lot of promises, and they get the POC, but then they leave bad taste for SONiC. And people think, oh, everybody is like that, you know, and SONiC has some challenges. No, it's not the case. And for example, Kamran was here earlier, you know, been having many deployments of SONiC, and they work really good. So as he said, come to Lukasz later if you're interested. So coexistence, you know, how do you do this, especially in the campus? How can I refresh my deployment when I have Cisco and I don't want to just buy all new SONiC? So how do you do that? You know, there's DevOps, NetDevOps, automation, you know, but you have the guys who hug that switch and don't want to know anybody who happens in that config. That's called job security. Some of you guys might know that tactic, you know? So how do you take that break, that hold, that sometimes, you know, even with kids, we hug them really well, really tight, but we don't let them grow. They need to grow. Organizations are bigger than any individual in organizations. So you need, so all that kind of like, hey, I don't want to share my network configuration because I'm the only one who knows what to search. What happens when you're hit by a bus? What happened to the organization then? Gen AI, Kamran was there, talk about all this, packet spraying, et cetera, but he brings scale in different level, like different orders of magnitude. We're talking about thousands of hosts, tens of thousands of ports that are running 400, 800 gigabyte per second. So the scale out is just huge. And then you need AI tools, because as humans, we're not fast enough to deal with this order of magnitude. You need something to do a lot of the work for you, who can give me a summary or really understand what the root cause is. I can't go figure out when I have 80,000 ports and all these speeds, and some of them are rocky, some of the switch will be cut through, some of it, why am I did? Because all this delays, let's say packet drops, et cetera, just think about what the costs are for those GPUs if you amortize it over time. Every minute costs like hundreds of dollars, based on the expected life of the GPU. So, and last but not least, observability, which is tied to, I want to know what's going on in my fabric in every given moment and help me understand and troubleshoot, because I want to know about problems before they occur. I want to know if that switch is going to fail because of that fan. So the solution, and I'm not sure I have all the solutions, but we're going to try to talk. So first thing is time heals everything. So this kind of early on, et cetera, I believe that things will start, mature more. There are big powers at this play, big organizations. You saw all the people involved in Ultra Ethernet, they're all involved also in the SONiC. You saw the SONiC community. So there's a big companies with vested interest. Again, they do it not just for the community, they do it for themselves. And then by doing so, they benefit the community. I believe, and again, there's maybe differences, that a no-code is the way to go. I'm not sure, who's using, like pure CLI systems out there, but those people will be less and less. People want that the new generation. There are no-code generation. They were born, some of them, some of your IT guys, they were born with iPhones. They're starting to be like, they're like, hey, I grew up with iPhones. I started using it. Now you're like, hey, yes, time flies by very quickly. So, yes, it's like, what is it, 17 years, 18 years, since the iPhone. So, and they want to learn new things, and we as a company push into that NetOps or NetDevOps. I don't want to go in the switch and CLI or this. I just want to deploy this VLAN or this fabric here, go figure out the fabric, go figure out how the command, go figure out how to do it in a different SONiC. We'll get to it. Because yes, some of it I'll use CLI, some of it I do GNMI, everybody their own interface. You need a solution that is comprehensive. You cannot tell people, hey, I will solve this specific use case, go figure out how to do it. There's orchestration out there that tell you, oh, we do the underlay, it's amazing, we do, we'll help you create the overlay, but for the out-of-band, here's a playbook, you can do it in Ansible, don't worry, here's, you can do it, we can help you. Go to Git, Now it might work. Infrastructure as a code is still there. We are actually starting integrating infrastructure as a code because I have to, because the big companies, you have to fit yourself into it. Even though I think infrastructure as a code is a step back from automation. You just insert humans, which take down networks 70% of the time into this. Now, nobody here took the network down. It's the ones who don't attend this session. Keep your options open, right? This is why we're here, open networking. There's us doing orchestration. There's another company here doing orchestration. They have multiple. If somebody locks you in something, I would think twice. I tell my customers, I will help you migrate to my competition. I am better today because of that customer send me Jira tickets and tell me how to fix it. And I have another 250. That keeps me on my toes. I know that every time that comes to renew, you know, it's a battle. So it's not like, oh, I'll sell your equipment in 5 years and hopefully you'll forget their issues. No, every day I fight to get your business, which makes us better as a vendors. We hate it, but we love it because they help us get better. Think strategically on a network life cycle. What I offer is ZTP to ZTR. ZTP, everybody knows, right? You plug that switch, phone home, comes only with ONI. You know, you have a selection of vendors, it just comes with ONI, you plug it, and you just sit back and watch it do its thing. ZTR, zero touch replacement, is a different thing. At the end of the life of that switch, I just want to associate that configuration that I'm going to replace that switch for whatever reason with a different hardware identifier. Whether it's an asset tag, MAC address, whatever it is, you just associate this config with this device with a new one. So if everybody's here going and buy a new iPhone 15, do you do anything else? You just sign out for one, sign into the next one, everything just moves. Same with Android. Just think about this. It's not a concept we invented, right? So ZTR, it's what Apple has been offering for many years, so is Google Cloud. So again, some tidbit, like, you know, my life experience basically taught me that no cost usually means the costliest. So if you get something at this, it will take a lot of time to put it together. You know, yes, you can do it, and some organization might not, because it's not that easy to retain and hire the right people. And you can, you know, start from scratch and start it, or just buy it. You know, when you go to a restaurant, you know, you don't go to the cheapest one, or you just tell them, oh, give me the ingredients, give me a discount, I'll make it myself. So here's I want to show you a little video of what it looks, right? You know, because it takes 1,000 words to describe Monet and only 1 second to look at it. And I'm going to talk while we do that. So GUI first approach, no code, and intent-based networking on steroids. So orchestration is basically Google Maps. Now you can search everything in natural language. You know, this is how you set up tenants, add services. So in this case, you know, it's a basic service is a VLAN, and you just deploy it by a click of a button. You see the switch is basically lime green. It says I'm provisioning, and I'm adding that switch. And you can see where it's located, how it's that. So if you have multiple tenants with few services per each, or one tenant with multiple services, all customizable. Everything is bulk. You can decide how you do drop. So next week, we're going to present at the Linux Foundation and show some really cool stuff for scale out that never seen before, like something like Kamran was talking about. So network observability on steroids, quick resolution of issues. You see it's red. I mean, everybody here knows, oh, there's a problem with that switch. And as you zoom in, and you can see the ports, you can see the traffic, you know, packet drops, et cetera, you can address. It's easier it's quicker to absorb information graphically instead of a big table and go figure it out. Now, the operation, and as my colleagues from T-Center Group just said in the podcast before we came here, the system doesn't allow you to make mistakes. I mean, it will warn you, hey, don't do that, because you're going to affect all the following. Now, if you still skip that, you can always go back in time, like an Apple time machine. This is, look at this, EdgeCore. So Larry's here from Acton. I'm sure he told you about the great things that they do there at Acton and EdgeCore. Yeah, so this is us. Two more slides. One is call for action. So my call for action is to have more user voice at OCP. There's only vendor voice or hyperscalers. Now, hyperscalers have nothing to do with real life. They have the best data centers, cooled, no issues, all the power in the world, no problem hiring people. But 62% of the ports being sold in a year are sold into the regular enterprise/campus. So my call for action is to form a user group voice for the OCP from users to talk about the need to do certain hardening, to do a better PoE support, those things like that. So that's the call for action. And I want to leave a few minutes for Q&A because I believe interaction is probably the most interesting part, or at least, of my talks. So any questions? If not, I'll ask you. So, Marco, any concerns about moving to SONiC?
No, good experience. Definitely something that we will look into as this group for the next steps. Yeah, hello. So yeah, we just had this meeting a little bit before, so we spoke also about this. So yeah, we had some good experience already with Beyond Edge networks and the operating systems and OCP supported hardware. And the next steps definitely will be when we looking at the next generation for switches, that we using these models with SONiC operating system, then also the implementation together with Beyond Edge networks and their Verity system. And yeah, I don't have any doubts that we will have also a great success like we had in the past with the last implementations of our legacy network and bringing the old systems to new white labels. So.
Yeah. And Marco will face a choice of like which SONiC to go with. So this is something that, you know, is a journey, but at the end, he can try the multiple SONiC distribution and decide what's best for them. There's a cost benefit to the different SONiCs. Some of, you know, you can go to GitHub and get it for $0, or you can go to, you know, Broadcom, Dell, EdgeCore, and guide the Broadcom. So it's like, this is the range from 0 to Broadcom. So, and everybody should do what's best for them and what their budget can allow. All right, well.
Thank you.
That's
Perfect.
it for me. Thank you so much.